The first piece of fake food that I collected, I was probably about 8 years old. There was a place on Union Street in San Francisco. They had big, oversized hamburgers. It was all made out of wax. And I got a baked potato. And it was just so cool. It was wrapped in foil. It had a piece of fake butter on the top, and it looked so real, you know? I even remember when I was a kid, I had like this little Fisher-Price fake farm. And in the back, there was like this little barn door. Next to it, there was a thing of fake hay. I was so obsessed with it. I would rub my finger on it. I'm like, whoa, it's hay, but it's fake and it's tiny and it's miniature. And like, I collected fake food, fake ice, fake teeth, fake fires. Also absurd because, you know, they don't generate any heat. They just create a vibe. But that vibe, I'm chasing down these vibes and these sort of like feelings that you know are fake, but they still stimulate you. I collect those absurdities and employ them in the art. Cake is one of the most non-threatening things in our culture. You save it for celebrations. It has a pretty color. It just makes you feel good. You have it on your birthdays, like cake. People are drawn to it. People feel comfortable with it. They're open. They're happy. Then when I hit them with something more challenging, it hits them pretty hard. Last time I counted, we had 31 mirrors, full-length mirrors, going into the installations. Your senses just get messed up, and that's awesome. Putting these mirrors together and creating the geometry that creates a sense of infinity is part of nature, and it's a perfect metaphor for the endless space that's out there. Anything can happen in the universe. It provides all the energy and all the materials for you to do anything. That's enough to give you faith. So have total faith in what you do. The universe appreciates it. Nature is an example of integrated light and dark. And we live in a culture that likes to separate light and dark. Religion has forced us to cast out the dark, live only in the good and the light, and that's not really honest. It's not honest. If you think you have to be good all the time, you're kind of misleading yourself. You know, we're not here to be good. We're here to be whole. In this installation, there is sort of a representation of heaven and hell. The elevated mirror chamber that has the vignettes that look into the Cakeland are very uplifting and very reflective of what a perfection space looks like. Lots of beauty, color saturated. There's going to be birds singing. That's my idea of what heaven can be. It looks like nature, except there's cakes everywhere. And then you go down the steps to the lower room. It's really dark. It's really spooky. There's a portal that looks into this space that looks, I'm going to make it pretty hellish. I believe that all light and all dark is already integrated, but we grow up thinking they're separated. It's better to be practical than to be in denial, to just cast it out and try and objectify it as a darkness that's not part of you. It just doesn't make sense. My spirituality is nature-based. I know that nature is spirit. Right now, I think we're in a time that's sort of dominated by a really aggressive type of capitalism that depends on consuming nature for profit. So consequently, I'm a fierce defender of nature. If anybody disrespects nature, I punch them in the face. Living in a Cakeland is really indulgent, and it's really neglectful of being responsible. The time you invest in existing in a dreamy, decadent world may feel good, but it's like not reality at all. If we push the dark out all the time, we're unprepared to deal with real dark circumstances once they descend on us, which is inevitable. It's part of life. And when I look back, I see dark times, and some of them I haven't really gotten over. But the wounds, there's a saying that what breaks you is where the light comes out. Injury leads to revelation, and that's the purpose of dark experiences. I want people to see all those things, and different people are going to see different things in it, and that's not even my business. What they see, that's up to them. So.
Do you like cake?
Not so much. I'm not crazy about carbs,